Pirates cannot take our money. Pirates, all I want is money. Pirates cannot take our money. Pirates, all I want is money. Pirates cannot take our money. Pirates, all I want is money. Pirates cannot take our. All I want is money. Pirates cannot take our money. Pirates, all I want is money. Pirates cannot take our money. Pirates, all I want is money. Pirates cannot take our money. Pirates, all I want is money. Pirates cannot take our.
Welcome, one and all Giants Tribe members, to AGL, the Albion Giants League. Welcome on in, everybody. Week 1 is starting right here, right now. My name is Morty. I'm here with Musey, and we're about to watch an intense matchup here in the Kaiju division. What do we have to say, Muse?
I mean, I have to say, welcome, as you said, one and all, to the Albion Giants League Kaiju Division. I mean, this is the start of something wonderful, the start of something beautiful, and also the start of what could be a pretty intense bloodbath between what we have the Crimson Lions and Team Work or Die, Team Sunprod and Team Vayu. So I'm just kind of excited to be here and to get some more Smite comp on the big screen of Smite game.
I love to hear it, man. The energy is high. The energy is contagious. I mean, I know that you're excited about this, and I feel the same way. And I'm hopefully thinking that everybody at home, you as well, are excited to see what we have to offer for AGL. And Music, can you tell us a little bit about AGL?
I mean, what is there to say? We've got 7 weeks of your bring your own team action of just regular season play. And then we have the final 3 weeks where the teams get to duke it out and fight the top teams for that $3,500 cash prize. These games are going to happen every Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, right here on Smite Game. And if you want to be there for the big finale, the big finish, check out that little light blue goodness down there. Grand finals are going to be June 5th of this year. So coming soon near you, but we do have some normal season games to get to that point. So a lot of time to develop to kind of get to that finish line.
And I'm excited to see it go down. I mean, hey, if I weren't casting, I'd rent out a theater. I'd get the whole crew together and we watch the finals. But you know what? I'm so excited to be here, Views. I mean, it's been a long time. AGL's been gone for a minute. I mean, we've had a good amount of break time, but let's get it started. There's no reason to sit here and just be excited. Let's get things going. Picks and bans are awaiting us right here, right now, as we look over the Crimson Lions up against Teamwork or Die.
So already there are a couple things that we could talk about. I feel like what we understand about picks and bans from even something as recently as Smite Prime from last week, I feel still apply pretty significantly to the here and now. Picks like the Hercules, the Odin, the Naja, very, very powerful, very strong. Junglers are at an all-time high in terms of strength. Is what Twitter would tell you, and I would tend to agree. Honestly, they can definitely decide the pace of the game, so you have to think about who do you want to take away in that regard. You also have things like Mercury, kind of a flavor pick that I hope we get to see have its time to shine. But first, it's just going to be that Osiris.
Osiris banned away, and Musi, as a solo laner, you know how strong this Osiris can be, and especially not just because you play it, but because you've seen it last Saturday, the finals of the March circuit for Smite Prime. We saw Snatty put on a clinic in the grand finals with the Osiris pick. Top damage throughout the game. I mean, this is a pick that can really do some damage. Let's not even worry about it. Let's get it off the board. Same thing with this Hercules.
I mean, yeah, both of these characters, what makes them so strong is their ability to live forever, right? Osiris has damage mitigations built in kit, and Hercules as well just gets to pop that, mitigate wounds, and chill out for a long time. There are still 4 bans left to cycle through here. There are going to be some picks that I think are definitely still worth taking a look at. Naja, I feel like could still be ban worthy. The Odin is almost a must, especially because Teamwork or Die is going to be up against the Sunprod team, and Sunprod loves that Odin jungle.
You know, Sunprod also loves the on her jungle. He doesn't play it too much, but it's still a possibility. But we don't really ban on her because of the jungle aspect. We ban on
Mhm.
her because he's just such a strong carry right now. His ability to just shred tanks, with tanks being the move right now, right? Everybody
Mhm.
loves tanks. And Honor is one of the few gods that can take a tank and diminish his health bar to nothing. So let's get rid of Honor. We don't want to look at him. Odin and Kabrakan to join the list. Kabrakan seems like a bit of a shocker. Everything seems standard so far, but now Athena as well.
Yeah, if you want to talk shockers, the Athena ban is something that I personally wasn't prepared for, just because we don't get a chance to see a lot of play from her as a general rule. So I'm kind of
Right.
curious of what Teamwork or Die is aware of when it comes to the Crimson Lions roster, like in terms of what that threat potential could be. And I'm interested to see if that is a ban that comes through in game 2 or maybe even a game 3.
As Geb is going to be the first lock in. And this
Big
has
day
been
for
a
Mort.
super strong pick, a big day for Morty. I love me Geb. And Aspect of Calamity makes Geb such a strong carry. This is going to be some of a shocker to players who haven't been around Smite 2 recently, but Geb is now an extremely strong carry. Aspect of Calamity gives him range basics that pierce through all targets, all minions, all gods, all everything, and you just kind of shred people away, and you're still tanky. Keep in mind, Geb still has the passive that lets him not take, a quarter of his health, more than a quarter of his health from one ability, yada, yada,
Mhm.
yada. He's still got the stone shield. You can be self-reliant. You can take care of yourself with Cataclysm, but you can also destroy people with basic attacks. Geb is somebody you need to watch out for.
I don't think there's a bigger Geb lover in the world than you, Mort. I think you might be Geb's biggest fan, and you should. The fact you don't have like a Geb tattoo somewhere, like a
Working on it.
giant Geb tattoo, like on your belly or your chest, just like the whole like Geb. He's got like the pose. I think that could, yeah, boom,
You
Geb.
imagine, like, it's right there.
That's passion right there. But for Teamwork or Die, we do have the Discordia and the Nausea that were open. Another couple of good picks, especially there in the mid lane. I almost wonder if we get to see some more walls for play for Teamwork or Die. I noticed that like Thor's available, the Emoja's up. I feel like those would be pretty good into the Geb as well.
Nija and Disco locked in for Teamwork or Die, and this Nija pick has been super strong. Aspect of Righteous Flame makes her a lot tankier, right? Now, most people are used to seeing Nija as this crit damage dealing squishy that kind of just engages, does a bunch of damage, and then you roll your way out on those skates. But Nija is a pretty prominent tank right now. Instead of getting more movement speed, you get healing through her passive with the Aspect. She's just so strong through that. You get an extra ability with your 2 now instead of it just being a basic attack stim. There's so much to love about having Nija around as a frontliner. And then to follow that up, Agni and Apollo. You've got an amazing split push god with Apollo to really split the map and put pressure on in case Teamwork or Die fall behind.
Meanwhile, Crimson Lions, their draft has a couple of picks. Man, it's just a big day for us on the Crimson Lions draft because I get to see a Bologna and a Mordred locked in here. So I kind of wonder who's going where if that's the case. Okay, looks like it is going to be the Mercury for Crimson Lions. That makes a bit more sense. But the Mordred here, I feel like could also get some value. But they decide, no, the Bologna is actually still pretty good, and we're going to keep that for ourselves. So already we have a ton of objective damage. More, I mean, Mercury plus Cernunnos plus this Geb, who could actually be going support instead of ADC. Kind of depends on how Crimson Lions wants to play this. But also with that, rally that Crimson Lions will have, that flag, extra power, extra prots, makes their team fight look pretty solid if the Bologna is able to initiate.
What are the odds, Muse? Just think with me here for a minute. Walk with me. So let's say
Walking.
we first pick the Geb because we don't
Yeah.
want Teamwork or Die to have that strong Geb carry, but we pick up Cern instead as our carry. Newt goes mid, Cern's carry, and Geb is going to be their support. Now, he's not the most popular support, and he's definitely a lot more popular as a carry right now than a support, but you've got good peel, really good peel through Shockwave, Stone Shield, Roll Out can get you in a fight. Cataclysm stuns people for multiple seconds at a time, does a lot of damage in the meantime. Geb also being one of the tankiest gods in the game through his passive. There's a lot to love about having Geb as a support. I don't think it'd be the craziest thing in the world to see him stick to his traditional roots rather than utilize the aspect that everybody else has been using on Geb so far. But we do know that Cern has been tossed around a little bit in the jungle. Smite Prime, we've seen it. So, I mean, it's hard to pick this comp apart and really, I don't know, dude.
Hey, you almost have to look at it from a hyper traditionalist sense, like Newt mid, Merc 80 or Merc ADC. It's not Cyclone
Mhm.
Spin. Merc in the jungle, Bologna solo, CERN ADC with the Geb support, and then that kind of makes me wonder how the CERN ADC lane goes, given that there
Yeah.
were some other options available. Like I'm right there with you, Mort. I do have my eyebrows raised a little bit at the composition. In one sense, this could be something beautiful. In the other sense, it could go south kind of quickly, depending on how Teamwork or Die plays it.
Well, will this be a beautiful painting or will it be absolute slop? We'll find out as we get into the game here. Starting things off, a great pull takes Seahawks
Okay.
out of position. Aurora capitalizes on the kill. Talk about a hectic start to the game. We are live in Musi, aces in their places. We've got a lot to talk about here.
Yeah, no kidding. Seahost learned a valuable lesson. Watch where you're stepping, man. Because got the little cuckoo like, bruh, are we being so real right now? Yeah, $3,500 on the line and 10 weeks to get through 7 regular season. So you better believe we're gonna level 1 gank you. Real quick look at the relics. It is gonna be the Geb jungle for Benny Q. Wait, hold on. Is that a Geb mid Mort for Benny
I
Q?
believe so. What? Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
he's got clear. Every mid laner needs clear. Geb's got great clear. He's got damage for sure attached to his autos. Not so much with the ability damage that mages are able to like throw out non-committally. But one of the things that makes this Geb vulnerable, and I feel like even more so in the mid lane, because there's multiple vectors of attack here. Um,
Right.
he's got the agility relic. Geb ADC needs the agility relic to function.
Yep. Mhm.
So that means he doesn't have beads. So this Naja could have some potential if they decide to rotate from support. Good ganks there. The Apollo Mez almost always pans out, always able to get some damage. So Benny Q could be in a really tough spot. Has to make sure that they put a lot of attention on their positioning.
So another thing I want to keep in mind too is this is Agni in the carry role. I mean, it's either between Agni or Disco on who's going to go carry, but this is Agni's aspect of combustion over there. But over here in solo, Dishonored and Snatty just duking it out and throwing bows. Dishonored and Snatty both low, but we're going to heal up on pots and then maybe try again later. As Aurora gets another kill, down goes Moods. What in the world is going on here?
I mean, Crimson Lions just came here to feast, man. Blood in the water, blood on the sand in the arena. Crimson Lions are going to be there to take a bite. Newt support. Man, actually, this Crimson Lions draft is unlike anything I've seen recently, and definitely not what we expected, because when was the last time we saw Newt actually played in the support with the aspect too, right? Her dash is able to offer a little bit of CC immunity, which I think is really good when dealing with the CC that Teamwork or Die has. Think about the Naja, the Agni, like you pointed out, a Strife from Seahos could be devastating, but with a little CC immune, yeah, you're good.
It's so interesting to see Newt utilize also with the aspect of the Cosmos, right? Because like how you said, we usually see Newt in mid without the aspect, and Paul's usually the pilot there, right? But seeing Newt flex out a little bit, it's really interesting. We're also seeing Apollo in the jungle. That's pretty wild too. I'm sitting here thinking, oh yeah, you've got a split push carry, which I mean, still, Stewie can do that later on in the game. It's just, you know, right now for the farming phase, I guess Apollo's got pretty good clear with his one. So beautiful. So yeah, I guess it makes sense. All things panning out. We've been thrown a lot of curveballs, but now that we're looking at it together, Himuse, I think it makes sense.
Yeah, the pieces have fallen into place for us. And now I'm very curious how Teamwork or Die responds and unfolds it. So it looks like the Mercury is able to, you know, kind of show up on that left side, but not find too much. I always think about those rocks at the 3-minute mark more of like the signs of first blood. If you can't find your gank early in dual lane, then you're probably going to look to pick up a solo later kill over on that right side of the map. And when it comes to the solo lane matchup, too, more Ardio versus Bologna, Ardio having this Boomba's Cudgel and the fact that she can just spam abilities and constantly throw out those autos, Bologna's going to be under a lot of pressure. Her health bar is going to be constantly under attack. So I'm curious to see how Crimson Lions can turn it around specifically for the Rocks right now.
As they're going to spawn in about 5 seconds. Another thing, too, is that you're so mobile with the Ardio pick. It's going to be so hard for Sunprod to get anything going, not just because of how mobile Ardio is, but also, I mean, think about how Mercury is as a god, right? He's not known for his early game pressure. This is a hyper carry in the late game. We're looking to farm and get to 20 as fast as possible. What happens right now? I mean, we're just looking to get there, right? We're on the journey. We're, you know, moving as quickly as possible. Get it? The pun is moving quickly, and there's Mercury that we're talking about. As BennyQ gets us a little bit of damage in the mid, but he's going to back things up and be A-okay.
Interesting play around the rocks. Crimson Lions find it uncontested. Stewie went to mid to try to find that pick on BennyQ, because like we talked about, this Geb is vulnerable without the beads and without the Aegis. But instead, it was Stewie that got pressured out. Looks like Aurora throws out an ultimate, but Teamwork or Die dual lane, they should be chilling underneath their T1. Oh, unless.
Skyfall through Bramble Blast does decent damage onto Vayu, but he's going to hide under tower. Vayu's more than fine with what just went down. You took away a lot of resource. You took away your CC immunity if you're Aurora, right? And Aurora doesn't have any type of relic to work with right now. It's on cooldown for the next 2 minutes or so. So that's completely fine if you're Teamwork or Die. Maybe you call Stewie over, but can Stewie do much in a gank like that, especially with Aspect of the Cosmos? You've got CC immunity. That looks like a hard lane to gank for Teamwork or Die.
Yeah, no kidding. Again, CC immune on a dash as frequently as it is, kind of hard to get in there. Also, speaking of builds, Golden Blade start for BennyQ. So I wonder if this Geb is going to go something like Berserker Shield, like a tankier Geb ADC build, and not like the crit build that we know and love from the Geb with the Aspect. And I guess that gives Geb a little bit of safety there in the sense that he won't take as much damage, but he'll taper a bit in terms of the damage he can deal.
Yeah, I think every time I've seen a Geb, especially with Aspect, stray away from the traditional crit build, it hasn't been too fruitful. But if anybody can make this wacky build work, it's got to be BennyQ, right? This is the BennyQ we're talking about, Founder Series MVP in Vegas. So I mean, this is the goat of all goats, the biggest goat in the farm. I think that BennyQ could make this work. I'm just excited to see how it goes down as Stewie gets into the chariot, chasing down BennyQ into the jungle, but turns things around after he realizes, I mean, BennyQ got very far very quickly. Let's head over to the Gold Fury instead, which is getting burned down. Hits all three. Aurora is able to secure it though. Bayro's dead. Aurora's in deep trouble. Skyfall down. They're gonna maybe fall to his grave. Stewie gets the kill down to members of Crimson Lions, but they did get Gold Fury. Is that worth?
Oh, I 100%, right? First gold in the game, you're getting out of the base a little bit faster, plus your Gold Fury didn't get stolen away from the Apollo Vault. So if you're Crimson Lions and that was a gutsy gold pull to begin with, I think you're happy that it went the way that it did. And if you're Teamwork or Die, you take your 2 kills and you go, okay, cool, we're still kind of relevant in this game. We could show our fangs a bit here. Both teams are kind of okay with how that went.
Yeah, I think that's more than fine. I agree with you. I just wanted to double check with you, but I think that's definitely okay. Getting this gold here because you're looking for late game. Like we said, Sunprod is looking to get to 20 as quickly as possible. Bayro probably in the same thing. That's another thing we haven't even talked about here. Muse, Bayro's playing carry, and Bayro has been playing a lot of different roles recently. In Smite Prime, he's been playing a lot of support. Before that, he was playing mid, and now he's playing carry and doing some damage on a Moods, who's down to 200 health, but hiding under the tower from there. Do they dive? Not without Skyfall. There is Wild Hunt available for Bayro, but not going to utilize it right now. Sunprod getting the Sonic Boom ready, though, could be going for a big gank as we move on over to Purple Buff. But Stewie has caught Sunprod in his plans. Vayu's got damage for Bayro, though. They might have pressed a little bit too far. Sunprod is able to take down Moods as well through the gank 3-on-3 after one falls on each side. But there's no Gold Fury to go for after. But look who just got left alone. Sunprod is going to get gunned down. Down goes another member of Crimson Lion. Shockwaves lets BennyQ do good damage. Seahost gets a kill on Benny, though, and Aurora has got damage to follow as well. Just kills all over the map right now, especially here on the left side of the jungle. It's been an action-packed early game here at the 7.5-minute mark with a gold lead going towards Crimson Lions, about 2,000, a little bit less than that. And I mean, they're in control right now, but it doesn't look like too much.
Well, it was an interesting time to die, I think, for both sides, because this mid ritual is up now. Teamwork or Die will have the early aggro on it, but with the shield splitter that BennyQ just picked up, he's going to have even more damage for his Golden Blade. So far, it's just a brawl for the ages.
And good damage going on to Moods yet again. Benny Q is swinging out of the gate. I doubted the Golden Blade start. Do you see the damage that Benny Q is dealing right now? Like, I don't know.
Can't tell me
why
it's
I
not
doubted
decent.
it. That's what I'm saying.
Like, he's got the shield splitter there too, so he's like throwing out the little axes. Pretty solid for anybody who's popping a shell, which notably the Naja and the Ardio have.
Check Stewie in the air, but Aurora's gonna collapse on Moods in the process. Stewie just landed in the middle of 4 members of Crimson Lions, but Teamwork has a plan. Skyfall down, Snatty kills Dishonored. Wait a minute, Snatty's over here in the middle. The bear just showed up out of nowhere and going straight for Aurora.
Whoa!
Down he goes. Snatty just got another kill, but
Big
Snatty might get gunned down, able to get a triple. Down goes Sunprod. Snatty's in trouble, but able to not able to rotate. Minikyu just rolled out forward, but damage comes through. Cataclysm barely on the mark. Shut down. Benny Q is dead. What is going on here, Muse? They're so aggressive.
They heard they were on the big TV and they said, "Well, we gotta put on a show for everybody out there tonight." It's Friday night. Smite chick? Sorry, I was thinking about magic right now.
You can try it again.
Some real trick. I'll hold it on for later. Speaking of magic, some real tricks going on here. This Ardio does so much into Crimson Lions. You got the cripple, the stun, Stewie ganking.
Okay, 2v1. Stewie feels confident, though, going straight for Sunprod. He's out for a blood, but taking a lot of damage in the process. He went down to half health in, 2 hits? He's like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm good. I won't have any of that, actually. You can keep that. I don't want that tower anyways. It's not even my tower. It's my solo leader's tower. You can keep that. It's no big deal. Late game hyper carry, by the way. Ow! And you know what's neat about that? The fact that Mercury is this late game hyper carry, but because you have this Geb mid, you have so much early pressure to help get the Mercury there. It's working well for Crimson Lions, but that rotation from Snatty, I think, really keeps Teamwork or Die in the game.
Yeah, I think Benny Q is just looking to make sure that Sunprod gets there as quick as possible. Fighting over the Firebrands, and looks like Crimson Lions got the kills on the Brands, but the rocks were kind of split up between both teams. The Snatty was there as well. Gold Fury getting looked at, and Aurora's putting a little bit of damage onto it. Sunprod is chipping away as well. Sonic Boom forward, goes straight for Vayu, but Vayu dashes out of there. Stewie's in the air, Skyfall down. Sunprod getting chased in the opposite side of the jungle. Sunprod, you've got to fight your way out of this one, but Moods takes someone for a ride. Moods extremely low and gonna fall right after. Pharaoh gets the kill. Benny Q kills Stewie as well. 2 dead for Teamwork or Die. Vayu has 100 health. He had to go back to the fountain. I mean, there's nothing they can do. Crimson Lions get another Gold Fury, but this one seems to be for free. The only one they lost is Sunprod.
I'm staring at, a Bologna ulting.
Okay, Snatty in deep trouble, goes down to very low health. Dishonored tried for an up down, and the sun landed, but Snatty is not dead. Dishonored extremely low. And look at Aurora, look at Bayro going straight for Vayu, but Vayu's gonna get out of there. Purple buff invaded and successful. Bayro gets it.
I'm staring at a Nut tank and a Geb tank, both building damage, and they have range, and they are fragging out. My Mercury is 1 in 3. What kind of backwards, upside down world am I living in at this moment?
Dude, I think that we were excited to show off, like, it's AGL, it's just a rank game. Like, this is what's going on. These are my diamond rank queues. Like, how did we get here? Who's spectating my games? Like, this is crazy.
It's Tess. Tess is actually the one spectating our game right now. But I'll tell you what. Shout out to Tess. But I'll tell you what, it's just the raw aggression. In Crimson Lions, the reason why it looks so scrappy and so messy, their composition is built for it. They're designed to fight, created in a lab to look for every single engagement that they can, like this gank in solo.
Okay, ganking solo. Here goes Sunprod walking away. Is Snatty, who's got decent mobility, but turns back around because the rest of Teamwork or Die are showing up here in solo. Snatty's low, but doesn't care. Sunprod seems to back off, throws a Made You Look forward, and destroys Snatty's health bar. Why is Snatty still here? It's because Teamwork or Die are here as well, 4-on-4 by the Firebrands. But when does the fight start? Sonic Boom forward, Dishonored follows through. Snatty's finally dead. Around the corner, Sunprod moves, might be in trouble. Stewie dashes out, but a great pull, a huge pull from Sunprod. It will risk his life, but Benny Q says thank you very much. We'll get Stewie in response, but Bayro gets soloed over in duo lane. Benny Q gets a kill by Solo. Solo this, duo that. There's just kills no matter where you look.
I mean, it's all across the board. Also, that little Mercury dash, That's kind of gnarly tech there. Just
Yeah,
immediately
what?
grabs Moods by the gi and throws him across onto the mat. That dude's a white belt, man. You are not supposed to pick on him like that. That's crazy, right? Pyromancer picked up by the Crimson Lions, so the fighting isn't for no reason more. We are finding things off the map, but hey, when you're winning the fights, you might as well take them. Like, it's about aura. It's about denying the opportunity for the other side to farm as well. Teamwork or Die are not in the worst position here, but they need to start thinking a little bit more about why are we engaging? What do we want to find when we engage? And how are we going to make that happen? Right? Naja seems to be the easiest person to look at to say, hey, can you take somebody, ult them, so that we can follow up, right? And this Artio should be able to go on a backliner as well. So the tools are there. We just got to see them make it happen.
Trouble maybe going down by the Gold Fury. Crimson Lions zoning around. Teamwork or Die just feel like they have to be here, right? You can't just give this up for free again. 3 Gold Furies before 15 minutes is a really bad look for Teamwork or Die. We've got to do something. Sunprod's ready with a Sonic Boom. Crimson Lions have ultimates to play with, but so do Teamwork or Die. As in goes Benny Q with a rollout knock-up landing. And look at the attack speed. Skyfall to follow, but it's not even needed. Oh my God. Oh,
what a cool character Benny Q's locked in. They got the Fatalis too, so there's actually no running, by the way. Like,
you just lose. Like, what do you do against Benny Q? Like, this damage is shocking, right? The damage is wild to see, but the mobility too, the tankiness, like everything you want from a god. Like, is this Superman in Smite 2?
Yeah, I mean, he's sure looking like he can fly. Sunprod tries to go for a little bit of damage there, and Snatty has to come back to the rest of their team. This could put Sunprod in a rough spot, but it is a Mercury, so he should be able to skedaddle.
Doesn't matter. Sunprod doesn't want to skedaddle. He wants to get more kills. Thrown into the wall, and Snatty is dead. Snatty did not see that one coming, and neither did I. One dead member of Teamwork or Die means that the next objective Crimson Lions look at could be quite easy. Stewie in just as much trouble. Benny Q picks up the kill. Sunprod with a throw. Benny Q says, thanks for the help, big dog. That's just another alley-oop from Sunprod. Benny Q's got a rocks and chunks one in, all net, no backboard. And now they're going for Moonlight Queen, and it goes their way with ease. The burn was so fast, and now they can fight over the mid lane beacon. Now they can go for Gold Fury. The world is their oyster for Crimson Lions. You're at the 15.5-minute mark. They've got a 3-kill lead and a 6K gold lead. 2 Gold Furies up, and about to maybe be their third as Aurora dashes away from an artillery sash. And it's going to play safe for now.
What's intense about that Moonlight Queen Naga pull is that typically when you pull this Naga, and after you clear it, there are things up on the map immediately. The mid-pad ritual is spawning, the pyromancer is spawning, but now we just get to pull that Naga, get our backs off, and then contest for it right away. But it looks like Benny Q is going to go up into the air.
Moods finally hits, the world wins, but what's going to happen right after? Benny Q is dead. Oh my goodness, Aurora's in trouble as well, but dashing back, that's A-okay, because look what's happening on the left side of the map. Sunprod and Bayro get a 3rd Gold Fury so quickly. The Fire Giant just spawned, and the beacon isn't even up yet to fight over. Look who just showed up. Sunprod's ready with a Sonic Boom. Bayro's got damage. He's ready to chunk Glaives. This could be bad news for Teamwork or Die as they walk forward and look for damage. Vayu just took down Pyro. All 5 members of Teamwork are here. A great wild hunt buys a little bit of time, but it's not going to save your life. Bayro's dead.
Good play so far from Teamwork or Die. A pivotal moment after the Moonlight Queen Naga spawns. You kind of put your foot down and say, I've had enough, right? You get a Pyro. Yeah. Now you just got to get this mid-pad ritual, and maybe you can find a bit more. Dishonor taking quite a bit of poke. He's going to have to back off. That Warrior's Axe can only do so much for you.
Yeah, Snatty's doing a great job of just zoning away. We might not be getting kills yet, but we're at least zoning Crimson Lions from doing anything as far as trying to take the beacon. The great root lands. Aurora's ready to start something, but how do we get this fight started? Crimson Lions don't know what the engage is. I think they're just looking to pick someone out. Snatty could be the unfortunate victim. A great knock-up lands from Rollout, and going forward with basics. Cataclysm lands as well, but a good stun puts Benny Q in his place. Now Crimson Lions have to retreat because Teamwork or Die realize Snatty almost died there. He was left alone for like, what, 4 seconds?
Yeah, you don't want to be left alone with the Geb. Benny Q wants to be left alone with you, though.
You see what I'm talking about. Sonic Boom and then rollouts to follow. Benny Q and Sunprod found Stewie on the map and said, let's go. Like, it's just crazy. Oh, but
Look at
more.
this RDO.
Snatty's
He's
gonna
trying.
kill two, up, down, looking for a stun, off the mark. That's fine. Geb's got rocks. I don't need abilities. I'm just gonna chunk, but World Winds are gonna take up Geb one more time. But
Gulp.
in the meantime, Fire Giant's getting burned. Crimson Lions have 3 members on the front line. They only need 2 to take down FG. Sunprod just killed Moods. Down goes Snatty. Double kill for Sunprod. Let's go up to tier 2 on the right side and get more kills. Sunprod throws the Made You Look over the wall, completely blind, and he hit it. Like, oh, dude, Crimson Lions are looking incredible. If these are first impressions, I am beyond impressed.
I mean, yeah. Oh my goodness. The fact that we have 2 people from Crimson Lions fighting like a 2v5, a 2v4 against Teamwork or Die, while Aurora and Baron Area just like, yeah, PvE sounds pretty fun. Actually, we could pull an FG here. That sounds kind of chilly. What do you do, FG? Sea host? Can you live here? Yeah, you're chilling. Oh no.
I think so. Oh no, Stewie goes in. I don't even know if Stewie walks out of here. That's bad news, but able to dash away. Stewie is A-OK. Got out in the nick of time. Benny Q around the wall, rolling out. We don't dive this, do we? Okay, thank goodness.
No. Whew. But with this FG, Crimson Lions has the push to kind of take whatever towers they want. Their lead is ginormous. If you're Teamwork or Die, you're just trying to get away.
You're lying. Sonic Boom forward, followed by the Made You Look. Does a lot of damage, but doesn't quite kill Seahose. An Artillery Sash stops Stunprod in his tracks, so does save the life of their friend, but Moods will fall in the process. Dishonored gets the kill. A great Shockwave, followed by a Cataclysm from Geb. Does create a little bit of space, but Snatty trying to zone them off of the bird. I don't know if Snatty can do that much zoning. Crimson Lions have FG. They've got all 4 members here in mid. Barrows pushing up left side. A rollout forward. Snatty's in trouble, but Benny Q's taking some damage as well. In goes Aurora. Hits the 2 and kills Stewie in the process. Look at the rocks. Still chunking damage. Benny Q hasn't been forgotten about. Look in the air. Another Skyfall. Hits all 3. Benny Q rolls out in the back line. Do you see what's going on? Can you tell how Crimson Lions have ended this game 5 minutes ago, and now they're just playing with their food, using the ult to get away, maybe escape certain death. It's called certain for a reason, Moods. Why even bother running? Crimson Lions are ending the game here. Game 1 goes to them.
Well, it was just a commanding lead from almost, it felt like from the get-go, right? Teamwork or Die did have signs of life throughout the game. Snatty was doing very well until the Lona matchup in the solo lane, and as well they should, they win that matchup pretty hard. Vayu is able to find a solo kill on Bayonary, you know, the ADC 1v1. But this Geb in the mid lane is just polarizing. So much damage and never looked at enough, I think is the best way to say it. We saw the Najat land some ultimates. We abused the fact that we didn't abuse the fact that Geb didn't have beads at all. We didn't do it as much as maybe we could have. And I think if we were able to lock them down a bit more, that would have led to a different scenario here for Teamwork or Die. But the truth and the fact of the matter is, Benny Q kind of hoisted a lot of the team on his back and said, I'm rocking out.
Like, just wild what just went down. Shield Splitter went nuts. The Golden Blade, the Kin size. Do you notice how there's just like no protections either for Golden Blade just to scale off of? Like, that was just Golden Blade, right? I mean, I guess Geb's got a little bit of base prots, sure, but just wild what just went down. I am still in shock as to how this game went.
Yeah, I mean, I think the damage charts will tell you a similar story. 34k, just a head and shoulders above the rest of the lobby.
Yeah.
Geb aspect, very good, right? Thank you, devs, for taking a look at that. I can't wait for Tuesday. Like,
well, you're ready for Tuesday. I'm ready for a break. We are going to take a couple minutes to look at what we just saw. We'll be back in a few minutes to watch over game 2. This is a best of 3. So Crimson Lions have to win one more game to win the set. Can they do so? Or is there a game 3 on the horizon? We'll find out in a few minutes. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to AGL, the Albion Giants League. We just watched game one between Teamwork or Die and the Crimson Lions, and we're here to talk about it and go over game two as well. My name is Morty, and I'm joined here by Test Die, the prod god behind the scenes, and next to me here in the booth is none other than Musy. What's up, big dog?
I'll tell you what. Can you feel what the Rock is throwing? That pick looks pretty good, but luckily, for reasons that we'll explain a little bit later, we won't have to worry about the Geb pick for game two. But the work that it did game one has earned the Crimson Lions the first game in the set in this best of three. So they just got to win one more game to cross that finish line and have a great start to their regular season here in the Albion Giants League. So pretty exciting stuff there. I feel like Teamwork or Die has the core, they have the players, and they have the know-how to be able to turn this around. We just got to see a little bit of a difference in the draft plan. But I feel like a lot of the broken OP picks have been filtered out, so we can get to maybe some of the not as polarizing picks for this game too.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right. The picks and bans was a big part of that. You could say that, oh, Benny Q is so good and Sunprod is so good, and there's a lot of truth to that. These are very good players, but part of how that went down was picks and bans for sure. Because when I see Apollo jungle and I'm thinking like, yeah, if you're really good at the game, you could probably make it work. But why opt for that when there's other options on the table that I probably would have rather seen? You know what I mean? We threw a few too many curveballs, and at some point, eventually, the batter is going to get used to getting thrown curveballs and is going to start hitting them. I think that's what really went down there. They did enough of their homework. Crimson Lions did enough homework to realize, okay, this is what's going to be thrown at us. Let's get ready for us. But something you said earlier stuck out to me, Muse. You said that we won't be seeing Geb again. Why is that?
Well, here at the Albion Giants League, we have some, a little bit of changes here. The long and the short of it is with these bans that you can't pick the same god twice, right? They're going to go ahead and get locked away in the vault. So we'll have a little graphic for you on the bottom where we get to see the picks and bans. You can see if you missed the last game, which is too bad, it was a slaughter and definitely a fun one to go back and watch if you have some free time. It is Friday night after all. You'll be able to see which picks that we won't be seeing for the rest of the set. So we'll a little bit of that in the back pocket. But until we get to that point, or rather, we get to that point, Mort, man, why don't we just jump into it actually?
Let's do it. Let's go over it.
Let's just get to the point.
Let's get to the point. Teamwork or Die, Crimson Lions, picks and bans for game two. Crimson Lions need one more win to secure the dub for week one. Teamwork or Die need to redeem themselves in game two to keep their chances going forward. Let's see how it goes down. As we've got these icons, you mentioned them, and these are bans, vault bans. Am I correct?
Yeah, I mean, they're just not going to be able to be picked 2 games in a row or for the rest of the set. So we know for a fact. Athena's banned again. What am I missing? What is going on with the Athena pick that I don't know about? Why are we first banning Athena? It's 2026. What's going on? What's happening here? Did Echo break Athena when I wasn't looking?
Chat, I swear to everything that Musy told me I need to be professional for our first cast for AGL, and he's the one that's crashing out. So this is a shocker. AGL admin,
what's happening here? Yeah, all right. That's it.
Taking his shirt off. It's getting a little hot.
Gauntlet's thrown. What's happening here? I'm getting heated. But no. Reach proc. I think it's like one of the best ways to describe it, right? Reach proc, global presence. Obviously, you have Echo and Crit that functions really well together for this pick. So Jungle Athena, pretty strong, and definitely not something that you want to hand over to Sunprod for Crimson Lions. So that makes sense. Hercules banned away too. That makes sense. Unkillable god. So best way to deal with him is just not let him play.
You know what it is? I think part of it is the popularity of Boomba's cudgel, right? Because you hit a basic attack, and then it gives you, your cooldowns back. You get a lot of benefit out of ability, basic attack, ability, basic attack. That's how you play Leona. And you can also proc that basic attack off of her reach, right? I mean, you
Mhm,
get a range basic attack, one singular one, and you can
mhm.
use that for the Boombas proc. It's pretty hard to miss considering how wide it is and its range. So I think there's some strength to Athena. I didn't know it was ban worthy. I guess they know something that we don't use, but hey, I understand there's a little bit of strength there for Athena as well as Daji, who's just been banned away, and Odin as well.
I mean, the Odin ban just makes a lot of sense. Another
Yeah.
pick that's just very hard to kill. A lot of value there with the cage, forces the shell, lets you draft some big beads burners as well. And when Crimson Lions is going to be on the back foot here in second pick, when it comes to these, fearless style picks and bans phases, my opinion is that first pick is just the best thing to have when you're in game two. So Teamwork or Die will have their choice of the strongest pick available. There are some good ones to have here, right? Osiris is going to be up there. Nope, Osiris is not going to be up
Never
there.
mind.
But the On Her is going to be up there and available for Teamwork or Die. So yeah, there it is. That makes perfect sense. You talked about it before, Mort, right? Really good at shredding tanks with his passive and just all around solid, safe god. CC immune ultimate and tons of damage.
And you've got CC of your own. You can pin people to the wall. You can create a player-made obstacle to block people off. I mean, there's a lot of outplay potential with On Her. If you want a self-reliant carry that you can just walk away from and ignore and expect them to still do something, On Her is the god you want on your team. Pele is joining the battle as well. Crimson Lions, and now I'm sitting here thinking, let's go over this because this could go to solo. Right? There's a very good chance that this could go over to solo. Aspect of Obsidian makes Pele very tanky and very unkillable, along with high mobility, tons of damage. But base Pele is still really good also. Scylla's joined the battle, and this is one that's been really popular in support with her aspect, but this could be going mid too.
There was a change recently where she does more damage to minions with her crush, so it kind of helps her wave clear
True.
as a mid laner.
Mhm.
But to top pick her, I'm kind of wondering what the reasoning here is. Betty Hugh might just be feeling the solo pick right now, is what it could go down to. But think too, Aurora is on Crimson Lions, Mort. So this very well could be that Scylla support that you had talked
True.
about before. Already, it's the flex potential again for Crimson Lions coming in clutch.
Yeah, I think it's like the best part about having Aurora around because we think back on other supports for Smite Prime Musi, and we think that,
Mhm.
oh yeah, this one loves to play tank. So Bayro loves to play the Sobek, loves to play like, more frontline engage supports, or this one loves to play like mage supports or enchanter supports, whatever. Aurora just plays whatever he wants to, really. Aurora's got a god pool that's deeper than the ocean. Aurora
Mhm.
just slams anything that is somewhat good or really good in support, and it works out. Cerberus and Kabrakan to join the battle for Teamwork or Die. And I'm kind of wondering where this Kabrakan goes. I know that Kabrakan likes it. Is that the move?
I mean, Kabrakan solo is very strong. Another Boombas Cudgel character, bladed boomerang into some more cooldown items. You just spam your
True.
abilities, you're lane dominant, right?
Mhm.
And it's also good into a lot of the solo laners that are going to be up and available because he's able to interrupt so many of the attacks that your opposing laner would be trying to throw out at you. And Kerberos is just very strong in support, tons of damage, a great ultimate that gets around displacement immunity. So far, good picks here for Teamwork or Die.
Crimson Lions are yet again amused. We were a little shocked by what they pulled last time. I'm
Mhm.
even more shocked now because a Willix, I don't think I've seen her in a any type of pro game, any type of league situation.
It's been a minute.
It's been a hot minute before I've casted any O Willix whatsoever. So seeing her hit the field is a little strange. Kali joining the battle as well when you've already got a jungle. So we've got to imagine this is probably Kali aspect. Who is the tank? What are we looking at here?
I ain't gonna hold you, dog.
I,
There's some trickery afoot. You know what I mean?
yeah,
There's some tomfoolery, some shenanigans, if you will.
yeah.
There's a lot of CC. A Wheelix ultimate gets value off of Kraken. Um
Dude,
Pele knockouts,
Pele,
right?
yeah.
Oh, curb jump on her jump, right? So there is some value here for the Wheelix, right? It's not a troll pick, but it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see how she goes because Kali has to go to ADC, right? In my eyes, she has to go to ADC here with the aspect. She's kind of like Geb 2, the sequel, right? Where you pop the ult, now you have your penetrating autos again, and you're able to hold left click on people, do a proc build, question mark, question mark, question mark, profit, right?
Mhm.
Another late game hyperscaler for Crimson Lions. But I feel like Teamwork or Die has a significant amount of lockdown and damage, right? Kabrakan finds somebody, locks them down, notably a Pele or a Poseidon, who do not have great options around the walls, and you have Vulcan damage that can be thrown from a distance, right? To be able to decimate. I think about the new Echo item as well. You're able to
Mhm.
activate it, and then you just have Echo on an ability, right? So we've all seen
Right.
the clips of the Vulcan ult when you pop the drum and you're like, hey, 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 kaboom, right? So the question is, do Teamwork or Die get to have their kaboom? Or do they get fizzled out?
Let's see who kabooms as we get into the game. Game 2 of the set. This is a best of 3. Crimson Lions need one more dub, and Teamwork or Die need to redeem themselves in this second game. For those of you just now joining us, my name's Morty. We've got Test Die, the prod god behind the scenes, Musy with me here in the booth, and we've got our aces in our places. Let's take a look, check it out, and see what we think.
Well, so far, good hover from Tess here, right? Stewie started the Lucerne Hammer start. So foregoing a jungle starter to get 35 strength right out the box. So he could turn that into something like a Crusher, another item that has been given Echo recently. And you also have the Titan's Bane down the line. What's good about the start is you can just hold on to that hammer for as long as you want or immediately branch it into something else. And yes, Tess, because the jungle clear is attached to the passives, you don't really need to worry about too much except getting that stat up. So with Loki having that, we'll be able to clear camps pretty effectively.
Minions have spawned.
Okay, so we've that covers who we've got in the jungle. Teamwork or Die don't look too out of place, right? Like how you said, Vulcan makes a lot of sense in mid. Seahos likes that pick. Vayu plays whatever is good, right? Vayu plays anything that's meta. If there's a carry that's good, Vayu is going to play it. Moods kind of in their comfort zone, but we're looking over here at Crimson Lions. A lot of aspects being thrown around. Aspect of Obsidian for Pele, going to make Pele a little bit tankier. Aspect for Scylla as well, and you've got a lot more range, right? And a lot of indisposable damage to keep in mind also. I mean, you kind of just chunk abilities and you gain mana rather than using it, so that's pretty good for Aurora. And the aspect for Callie makes her ranged. You lose your invincibility, but you're able to throw ranged basics, which is not Callie's usual way of using melee basic attack.
I mean, there's a lot of range CC and a lot of range damage for Aurora and Bayonary right now. But what's worth noting is that Kali, not invincible during the ultimate anymore, so that does make her pickable, but she does have the beads available for her. Ooh!
Oh, big disperse into the knockup, but where's the damage to follow? Aurora is dead. Spears chunked by Vayu lead to Aurora's death. First blood goes to Teamwork or Die.
Shout outs to 15% bonus physical damage. You hit the support, you hit the ADC that's trying to body block, and unfortunately your support dies anyway. So Vayu on her pick. Beads forced out from Kali. Yeah, there's a lot of blood to be had in this lane. A lot of kill potential between an Honor and a Kerberos. And that's what makes them so strong together, boy. Just the raw damage that they have.
But look at where Stewie is. We're going for a kill on Benny Q. Egg is forced out, but Stewie continues the chase. Body block isn't found just yet, so Benny Q is able to escape, heal back to the jungle. Sun Prod's here to help their friend. Seahos in a bit of trouble. No mana to play with. Last ability thrown. Now Seahos has nothing but basics and feet. Can you run out? But body block goes through for Stewie. Flurry strikes to follow. Decent damage being dealt onto Sunprod, but Sunprod's still going to pick up the kill on Seahos, hopping onto Suku and trying to run away. But maybe we turn things around, find another kill on Stewie. But I think that Stewie's going to hide in the bush, let them take that purple buff, and then I don't know, not much that Stewie can do here.
I really like the way that Sunprod is playing this Awiyosh pick because they're getting on the cat, but then canceling the cat to get off, and that means that they just get on the cat over and over and over again.
Yeah, you don't use the jump, you just get the mobility whenever you need it, but that's when you need it. Sunprod leaped over, Thumper didn't find the kill. 20 health to Sunprod's name, healed up to about 90 through the pots and the healing orb that rotates around in the jungle. So Sunprod barely saved there, but I mean, this has been a pretty hectic start, which is pretty on theme compared to what we saw last game. Disperse followed by the Impale, Aurora's dead yet again. Vayu says, you gave me on her, now you pay the price.
Scylla doesn't have beads. You get hit by a disperse, you're getting hit by a pin. You get hit by a pin, you're getting hit by some more autos. You get hit by enough autos, you are dead. So easy math there. Oh, speaking of dead, oh no.
Oh my goodness. Can you believe the pillar right there? The pillar pin was sick from Vayu, and the ghastly breath to melt some prots after from Moods. I mean, everything's coming together for Teamwork or Die's duo, but the rest of Teamwork or Die has to follow through. I say Stewie, I mean, you put them on an island. You don't even look at them. Let Vayu do their thing, and you start moving around the map and try and get Snatty ahead as well. Try and get Seahost up and going. This is the move if you want to see the early game go your way. Control the fire brands and such and such. Snatty duking it out with Sunprod around the corners. Benny Q for a flank. Whirlpool followed by the Kraken. Dishonored dashes forward through Volcanic Rush, and down goes Snatty. This one goes to Crimson Lions.
Stewie's still not level 5. It's going to be a tough engage here from Seahost if they want to defend this red camp, but alt alley-oop, not there in time. It does clip Sunprod, but not enough damage.
Not enough damage. Sunprod very, very low, but able to escape through the jungle. Hanging out in mid, but again, no kills found. It's still been action-packed early game, right? I mean, 4 kills in 4 minutes. Pretty thematic.
We haven't had a chance to talk about one of the other things I noticed early on in the game, were the fact that Snatty has the Sunder, which is really good for getting aggro in lane, being able to put extra damage on, and Kabrakan's a character that, especially into the Pele, ban for ban is able to keep up with her damage. Uh-oh, speaking of damage, Moods, Stanky Breath, not stanky enough, he's good. But, as I was saying, the Sunder for this Kabrakan makes them vulnerable to things like knockups and the Kraken rotation from mid lane if Benny Q decides to just do what he did and find a pick on the Kabrakan.
Gold Fury spawning in 10 seconds. Oracles go to the Crimson Lions. So they'll have vision in case Teamwork or Die wants to sneak it with the early aggressive, I don't want to say a lead, right? Because it's been back and forth, but it seems like Teamwork or Die have control, at least on the left side of the map around the Gold Fury. Now, keep in mind that we could see a little more appearances. Sunprod could show up and do things there, but I don't know. I mean, there's just, it seems like their Teamwork and I have like a lot more control than what we're used to. Cracking over the wall to seal it away, but on the mark, did that work out? But Benny Q walks forward.
Whirlpool there, I think, right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Speaking of dead? Question mark?
Maybe dead. Volcanic Rush. Snatty is in trouble. Nowhere to go. Dishonored gets the kill. Snatty is dead.
Well, shout outs to Wormskin Hide, by the way.
Wormskin Hide, assassinate over the wall. Oh my goodness. Oh, Suku off the mark. That would have been a crazy gravity surge to follow and then getting the kill. That would have been so smooth, but unfortunately it is what it is. A couple aura points lost, but it's still Sunprod we're talking about, right?
And Sunprod's going to have full health kind of roaming through this jungle. I wonder if this could be a moment for Crimson Lions to go for a Gold Fury pull. I mean, they have a lot of damage between their Poseidon and their Wheelish, who has found moods.
But, okay, Stygian Torment pulls Sunprod away, walking over is Vayu, and here comes another. Stewie looks for a kill. Gravity Surge off the Disperse, which creates some space, but Vayu gets the kill. Who's gonna get the gold? Crimson Lions secure it. Bayro gets the final hit. That's a big objective for Crimson Lions. They did lose Sunprod in the process, but hey, I'll take Sunprod's death for a Gold Fury any day of the week.
I mean, that's another good trade. And if you think to the last game as well, Crimson Lion has made this trade before, but this one is just strictly better, right? And you have pretty solid secure with this Crimson Lions draft because you have the Scylla, the Crush, and the Ultimate to be able to get that last little pop of damage that you need. You don't even need to commit a Kraken to it. And they didn't. Benny Q is still sitting there with their Ultimate as well, just in case Stewie or Seahost try to get a little bit antsy around this mid-ritual, which is going to be spawning in 20 seconds. So don't think that the action is going to stop anytime soon here. It's going to keep rolling. Ultimately, I feel like this benefits Crimson Lions because they have a comp that really wants to scrap. I feel like Poseidon is at their best when they're allowed to get in there and get nasty.
And I don't feel like I've seen the full potential of the Poseidon just yet. As Kraken goes out, but a little off the mark. Sunprod does find a kill on Snatty, though. Snatty is dead, but the beacon being fought over by 3 members of Teamwork or Die. Crimson Lions have 2. Sunprod's too busy with the firebrands, and this looks like a free beacon for Teamwork because Crimson Lions don't feel comfortable with stepping up.
And you do see that Sunprod is getting those rocks over on the right-hand side. There's still time for a rotation, actually. Here comes Sunprod.
Okay, Sunprod's here, lurking around the side, waiting on an engage. Good ult, does great damage from Aurora, but a huge knockup to follow through. Sunprod with the gravity surge, but Snatty just showed up here in middle. Dishonored's walking down lane, still 3-on-3, but Moods is dead. But Crimson Lions feel comfortable taking this fight. A great knockup from Suku. Vulcan throws an ult forward and does a bit of damage onto Benny Q, but Benny's still okay. Now 4 members with Dishonored here. The beacon going towards Crimson Lions now. Their objective control is just better. You know what? We see Sunprod starting to do a little bit more, and I think Stewie's done okay as well, but it's just the objective game here, Muse. That's really what keeps Crimson Lions above right now.
It's just knowing when to fight and why you're fighting, right? We want to fight for objectives. We want to fight for the mid pad, for the Gold Fury, you know, as opposed to just kind of fighting for the sake of fighting. I feel like Crimson Lions definitely has that down. Also, again, that rotation from Sunprod to save the ritual for the Crimson Lions. Good stuff. And holding on to the ultimate, the millisecond this curve tries to jump, boom, the yoinked back in.
Yeah, I mean, the yoinked, Kraken off the mark. I don't know where that was going, but I don't know what's going on here. Benny Q seems to be in trouble. Can't find a way to escape. Oh, no. Able to get a kill on Stewie in the process. Why did I doubt you, Benny? Here's Aurora as well. Now Moods is in trouble. Paralyzing Spit off the mark, and the Wind Sprites to maybe get Benny out, but doesn't work their way. Moods is able to get the kill. Benny Q is dead. Aurora looking for follow-up, but Crimson Lions finally showing up. Root is not available just yet, so no kill on the Moods. Maybe we settle for Seahost. Oh, that was crazy.
That was a gnarly flip from Sunprod to be able to clean up Seahost there. Unfortunately, in the wrong place at the wrong time. And doubt we might Benny Q this early Bancroft's pick in his build. It gives him a lot more effective health than maybe you might think of initially, right? You have some lifesteal attached to that, and the lower your health is, the stronger you are, and the more lifesteal you get. So that last quarter of your health or so becomes really strong.
Oh, Impale hits Aurora. Stewie gets the final kill, though. Snatty in trouble yet again. Sunprod able to get 1 kill there, so a trade on either side of the map. Firebrands just got taken down, but Gold Fury's about to respawn. I would value Aurora's life over there way more than Snatty, because, I don't know, that Gold Fury is looking pretty scrumptious if I'm part of Crimson Lions.
If your teamwork or die too, you want to try to find a pick here soon so that maybe you can be the ones to take a first look at that gold. You have good secure with your Vulcan ultimate and all the damage on board, but Crimson Lions sensing that move has kind of hung back a little bit here to make sure that they don't get picked right before a big objective. If your teamwork or die, you're kind of in a tough spot, right? You need to be able to be 10 toes down for these objectives, but you're a little bit behind. So you like I said before, you got to find your pick. If Crimson Lions doesn't take the bait, at that point, you just want to farm your own stuff so that you are just ready when your opportunity is given to you, right? Loki's going to have a lot of damage with that Barb Carver. Sunpride's going to have damage in a second here because they are right around the corner.
But where is Stewie? A kill for Dishonored over in solo. Snatty's dead yet again. Not a bad look for Snad. It is a bad look for Snad Nation. Not too great, but over here on the other side of the map, Gravity Surge finds the knockup. Seahost is in trouble. A great pull for Sunprod, but Stewie wants revenge. Beads utilized, but followed by a flip. Sunprod is just better. You gave it your best shot, but one by one, they all fall. Sunprod just outplaying anyone who looks at him funny.
On her ultimate, finds Bayaneri, disperse away, but...
No, wait, Vayu's still alive. Throwing basics out. Death Bayaneri. Can we go for Aurora? Paralyzing Spit off the mark, but wait a minute, that's crushed down. Maybe you jump in. Disperse followed by an Impale could lead to Aurora's death, but Vayu opting to play it safe instead. We need to be ready in case anything goes down. You never know when Sunprod's lurking.
Crimson Lions are going to split the map and take the Pyromancer and then take a look at the rocks as well. So even if you take a little bit of a stumble, you are not losing too much. Man, Sunprod really is 8-1 right now, isn't he, by the way? Oh my goodness. Oathsworn Spear Tekokage. We are super fast and we are very furious. And with a bunch of early penetration too, this Wheelix is gonna hit like a truck. You are gonna get isekai'd into the next set, brother, unless you find a way to shut her down.
Oh my goodness, look at Dishonored just running down Snatty. That's 3 kills for Dishonored. I'm pretty sure Sunprod picked up 3 of those kills. Snatty is having a hard time sitting under tower, mainly considering there isn't a tier 1 left. They took that down early and took that option out. But Moods gets pulled by Gravity Surge and a backflip forward. Look at Sunprod gunning for more kills, looking for more blood. Moods is dead. The 3 heads of Cerber are scattered across the mid lane, but Stewie wants revenge. We need to kill Sunprod. Stewie dies to the Kraken, though. Benny Q lurking and saves their friend. Sunprod alive. Stewie can't say so much.
It's insane that your support is getting torn apart by this Awilix. Oh no, Seaho's behind you!
Spare him, please. Sunprod spares no one. Can you believe this?
Yeah, I think I can. I mean, he's just completely catapulted through this game, but that does mean that, oh, Snatty, Snad Nation, no, yes!
But he takes one with him to the grave. Betty Q falls, but Aurora cleans up. So Snatty did pick up his first kill of the game, but gave up another. Take a look at where we're at here, Muse. 14 minutes in, 7-16. That is more than a kill every 30 seconds, and we're about to see another as Vayu is in a bit of trouble. Bayro starting to get online here. This is, whoa, I'm just in shock.
Shock and awe. I mean, think about it this way. Your very mobile Awilix pick is turbo fed 4 levels above the other jungler, right? No, there's no mince in the words on that one, man. That guy's huge. Check this out.
But look at Stewie, lurking in, goes under the tower, and Desert Fury to follow. Bayro's in trouble. Stewie cleans up for the final bit of death through the 2. But look at the damage that Vayu's got already through Desert Fury. I mean, Vayu's got the Osworn, the Lerny Bow. Vayu's got damage to deal. Maybe Vayu is the saving grace for Teamwork or Die. But for now, Crimson Lions have the upper hand. They just got the last round of Firebrands. Now we've got 3 members of About Gold Fury. We're looking to make it 4. And the Typhon's heart shows up here. Mike Typhon hitting the Battleground of the Gods here in AGL. Nah.
Big moment here for Mike Typhon enjoyers across the land. It's going to be a Moonlight Queen Naga pull from Teamwork or Die, but they're really weak for this fight unless...
No, wait, off the mark. You pulled him away from the Vulcan.
Oh, no.
And now Seahos is going to, beads utilized. Stewie gets the kill on Benny Q. Aurora needs an escape, and he needs it now, barely escaping over the wall. And look at Dishonored walking straight forward. Down goes Seahos. You didn't see that one coming. Volcanic Rush goes forward as well. Teamwork or Die on the escape, but Crimson Lions a little bit faster. Sunprod gets another kill. Who would have guessed it? Bayro cleans up on one, but Stewie gets Sunprod down. That's a huge shutdown for Stewie. That's going to be a big moment for Teamwork or Die to capitalize off of.
I mean, Stewie's going to hit it back here and buy almost a full item, I imagine. Yeah, an infused axe. That's not too shabby a pickup there. Unfortunately, Crimson Lions are able to find this Moonlight Queen Naga, so they are okay with the chain of events there. But Teamwork or Die show that they do have the functioning team comp to execute on a team fight, right? The pieces are here. We just got to make sure that we align our ultimates a little bit better. If the Seahost ult hits and connects on top of Benny Q there instead of going wide, that means we have a little bit more gas in the tank for the rest of the fight that followed. So Teamwork or Die, not too terribly far behind Crimson Lions in terms of lethality.
No, so much so that they're going for Gold Fury, but Dishonored looking to put an end to it. Can Dishonored steal it away? Who's going to secure it? Seahost throws the ults out and able to get gold from there, but will there be any lives taken for the price? Look at Snatty gets pulled over the wall. Snatty was dead anyway, but Sunprod said, that's my kill. What are you doing here? Feeling a little selfish here, aren't you, Sunprod?
No, this Awilix is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, aren't they? Snad Nation, sit down and pray for Teamwork or Die, because I've never seen a Cabrakan get so easily and completely pieced up in my life. You wouldn't even know that he has damage mitigations on his passive. You'd think that was a carry the way that his health bar just got blown up. Crimson Lions have a lot of momentum here. Now the question is how you want to use it, right? The obvious answer for Crimson Lions is going to be that Fire Giant pull. Seahost is going to have ultimate not in time, so it looks like they're just going to have to give it up. And Crimson Lions can start pruning the towers, the T2s, even the left side. Vayu, the fact that he hasn't lost his team one, I'm right there with you, more. That could be the saving grace for Teamwork or Die. We just got to get this honor to connect on somebody. Ideally, a Sunprod or a Benny Q, so that you can just eliminate that aspect from the fight.
The Vayu Sunprod 1v1. We didn't know until now, but we're looking for it. And the moment that happens is when we realize, will Crimson Lions take this dub, or will Teamwork or Die maybe come out on top? We just missed it. We just missed. I was just hyping this up, and we just missed it. Like, I'm so disappointed. Sunprod comes out on top. Crimson Lions take. I mean, they don't really take the dub. We still got a little bit of game to get through, but that is the saving grace for Teamwork or Die, right? And he just got taken out back and shot. Like, this is bad news.
Bad news bears, lions, and tigers. Oh my. Teamwork or Die. It looks like it's going to be the Die option here for Moods if he's not able to space himself a bit here. Crimson Lions with this FG play. 170 seconds left. This could be a rough Phoenix Siege for Teamwork or Die.
Let's see how it goes. They're ready to defend. Stygian Torment off the mark. Into the ult. Aurora goes for some poke damage. Seahost hit a nasty ult, though, but did a good amount of damage to Benny Q. Off the mark, but Impale puts Aurora into the wall. I mean, they're holding back. They're holding their front line. That's good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Kali's going to be split pushing on the left side. Early beads from Seahost. He'll keep him alive.
But Volcanic Rush will take him forward. Dishonor looking for kills, but 5 members of Teamwork or Die going straight for Dishonored. We need him dead. Thank God for Seahost. A massive shutdown going their way. Statty just killed Benny Q in the front as well. That's a huge pickup for Teamwork or Die. That's 2 members of Crimson Lions without the FG buffs, and the rest of Crimson Lions say, oh crap, maybe we back things up because the numbers game favors Teamwork or Die. You can say everything you want about the belts, but I don't know if they're enough to give them the upper hand in the siege.
Oh, good ult in from Loki, and down goes Aurora!
Oh, Assassinate was huge, followed by Seahost. You've got to love that, but Stewie dies in the process. 1 for 1. I'm taking that because we took another Fire Giant belt away from the Lions.
I mean, this is a great defense from Teamwork or Die. And Crimson Lions, they were able to take away some towers, but the fact that we weren't able to pick away the birds gives Teamwork or Die some more time to get some gold online. Those were important kills that happened. 2 more. I mean, Benny Q dying, Dishonored dying. That's a lot of gold to go in the pocket of Teamwork or Die. The question is now, how are you going to use it? How are you going to spend it, right? The obvious answer to me is we got to get some penetration online, so that we can start shredding through the Palea a little bit faster, the Scylla a little bit faster. It's that extra couple seconds that you shave off of the time to kill that gives you time to turn and look at another possible assailant. So Titan's Bane is coming up soon for Stewie, the Obsidian Shard for Seahost. Like, we see the tier 1s there. So we have 10% penetration. We just need that extra little oomph from the completed item. Farm your waves, farm your camps, whatever's available, get that online, try to get to your level 20s, and then start taking the fights, right?
Snatty doesn't want to take this fight. Snatty's outnumbered, and here comes Sunprod. Now he doesn't have 1B here. He doesn't. Snatty needs to get out of here as fast as possible. Can he fight his way out? The answer is no. Snatty's dead. Sunprod picks up yet another kill. Stewie looking for revenge, but 1v3. This is very bad news for Stewie. Assassinate out, brings him forward. A big Vulcan ult will do a lot of damage to Aurora, but not find a kill. Pharaoh cleans up Stewie, though. 2 dead for Teamwork or Die. Gravity Surge makes it 3. Combat Blink forward, and Sunprod is looking for anyone. 3 dead for Teamwork or Die. Vayu's all the way on the other side of the map. He has to recall back to base to maybe defend his Titan room. Moods here as well in the duo lane for Teamwork or Die. The only ones left to let Crimson Lions, not end this game here, but disperse out. Aurora's in the ult, in with Stygian Torment. Moods is in the air, gets knocked up. 4 dead for Teamwork. Snatty has just respawned. Can they defend? Crimson Lions might try and finish this off.
I mean, you do also have Stewie respawning in a couple seconds. 1 mid Phoenix down isn't enough to enable Crimson Lions to go all the way in. They're kind of banking on Teamwork or Die walking forward and getting caught around a corner here, because if Teamwork or Die lose any more people, that could potentially open up some problems. Aurora's just aura farming. Oh my goodness. And with Fire Giant up around in about 10 seconds or so, Crimson Lions have the very safe and I don't want to call it the like objectively correct option, but like the safest play here is just to chill and do fire and just start the madness all over again. But if Snatty's gonna walk up like this, you might as well deck him in the face.
You might as well help out Snatty. I mean, teamwork or die. If he wants to fight, I'd say fight by the team. But you know what? Snatty's going to take the zoning, I guess, zoning away from ending. I don't know. Are we walking out to keep them from going for FG? I'm wondering what the game plan is for Snatty and friends. He's continuing to walk forward, fearing nothing. Pyro's falling in the background, but who's going to get it? Bennyq's able to secure.
Do force away the ultimate from Scylla and yoinked back in his moods.
Moods is dead. Gravity Surge was massive. Sunprod picks up one. Snatty is dead as well. Aurora goes forward and looking for a root, but now you can have that one, Benny, as Barrow cleans up on Vayu. That's 3 dead. Stewie's down to 100 health and getting chased down by Sunprod. Suku leaps forward and kills Stewie where he stands. 4 dead for teamwork or die. Crimson Lions see the green light. They're going for endgame.
Yeah, that is a rough spot to be in for COs. No ultimate, just a dream. Crimson Lions are going to start off our AGL Season 18, Week 1, with an actual massacre here. That's live on Smite Game, guys. Oh my goodness, that's Game 2.
You know, it was a little bit closer. I'll give them that news. It was a little bit closer. I mean, by this point, the game was over 5 minutes ago, game 1, right? And way more Gold Furies went the way of Crimson Lions. I feel like the macro game was a little bit better for Teamwork or Die. So I'll give it to them. They improved a little bit more from game 1, but didn't improve enough to walk away with a win. A 2-0 sweep for Crimson Lions will secure the first dub for the Kaiju division right here on Smite Game. I mean, it was, let me tell you what, it wasn't as much of a slaughter as game 1, but still a very decisive victory.
Yeah, it kind of felt like Crimson Lions already have some out-of-the-box synergy to play with, and they kind of knew what they wanted to do. A lot of it was scrap, rely on either Sunprod or Bennyq to really find a lead and start pushing it as hard and as fast as they could. And Teamwork or Die just didn't have the best response to it, it felt like. But nothing that can't be solved with time. It's just week 1, right? Yeah. There is, 6 more games after this for your regular season to find out if you can get into the big leagues and play for that $3,500 cash prize that awaits you on the top of that mountain. But before we get to there, we've still got some stuff to cover on this and more. And that's just some of the builds that we saw. I mean, obviously, Sunprod in this Awilix pick. A little bit of an eyebrow raiser, I think, from both of us initially, but I'm a true believer. Maybe Underclass was onto something, right? This pick looks pretty strong with this Oatsworn Spear, Tekko Kagi, and a 3rd item Combat Blink. We are just getting in there and making it work.
He's like, I already got the damage. I don't need any more damage. I just need to get in there. I need to get there. And Combat Blink lets you do exactly that. You get a little bit more of all your stats from Combat Blink. But you know what? Just let me at him, right? It's a let me at him item. And it helps Sunprod do what he did in this game. Controller player, by the way. Go to controller players. Like, that still shocks me to this day. Like, it was honest. You know what, too? What shocked me is the Bennyq build, because I feel like Bennyq did a lot that game also. A couple Krakens off the mark, but considering we don't ever see Bennyq play Poseidon, he did pretty darn well that game. Positioning in the Whirlpool is just zoning control all together. Bennyq put on quite a bit of a performance.
Really good work all around, I think, from Crimson Lion. You got to hand Bayonary their laurels as well, holding it down with the Kali pick and Aurora with that Scylla too. Just ranged roots into damage for the rest of the team, and Dishonored was getting in there on that Pele pick. 4-1 in their own right. Really solid stats there for a solo laner, especially into a matchup where on paper maybe you're not as confident going into it because you get blocked by Cabwall. But Dishonored just said, well, I only get blocked by Cabwall if I'm trying to run away, right? So what if I just win instead and never run away, but run into them at them, right? Write that down. If you ever think about losing, just don't and win instead. It works for Crimson Lions. It can work for you.
It can work for you too, but unfortunately, that's all we have for today. I, as much as Musy, would love to see, more games back to back to back, but it's a best of 3. We just saw 2 dubs. You know what that means. Crimson Lions are in the lead for week 1, but many more weeks to come forth. So like Musi said, every Friday right here, 7 p.m. Eastern on Smite Game Twitch, we will have more AGL action awaiting in the Kaiju division. So if you don't want to miss it, be there or be square. Musi, any final thoughts before we take off?
I mean, I'm just really excited for the rest of the season. I'm really excited to see the players play for, again, that $3,500 cash prize that awaits them at the end of that tunnel. You have more than Teamwork or Dying Crimson Lions. There are some pretty heavy hitting teams in the mix here, and I'm excited to see how they clash against each other. So just really pumped for the future and really excited to see more.
Thank you to Musi and Test Eye, the Prod God, for joining me here for the broadcast. Thank you to everybody in Albion Giants League for making this possible. But most importantly, thank you to every single viewer at home for tuning in to this awesome broadcast. We'll have more on the way, so take it easy, gamers.